Hi everyone, Farah Gibson here, and I am up in the beautiful pines, and I was inspired to make a video today for your heart. And I want to talk about what do we do with our loved one's body when they pass. Maybe your loved one didn't give you request for whether they would be cremated or whether they would be buried, or give you any wishes. And then sometimes in the human sense we really struggle and worry, like, did I do the right thing? Oh, maybe they asked to be cremated and you buried them because you really wanted a space to honor your loved one, and so that's really kind of a difficult thing for us to go, well, I didn't do what they wanted, and are they upset with me in heaven? And I really just wanted to kind of bring some peace and understanding to that subject for your heart today. And as I do that, I want to take you back just a little bit first. So my body is something that is very earthly, and so is yours. And your loved one's body is, or was, very earthly, and it is the one thing that we as humans can tangibly hold on to. We have human touch and embrace and kiss and all of the things, the voice and the hearing of their voice in our beautiful ears, and those tangible things that we miss. But our spirit within us existed in heaven long before we ever came into this body. So my body's like my car, your body's like your car. You and I are still driving our cars right now. My spirit is the driver of my car. Your spirit is the driver of your car. The only thing that died on your loved one is the car that day when they passed to heaven. The spirit or driver of that car is untouched, uninjured by anything that car went through in life on its journey. Vibrant, sexy, beautiful in every way, times infinity when they get to heaven. And once they get to heaven and they step out of that car, they realize they don't make parts that are going to make that car run anymore. That car is no longer going to be on the road in the earthly sense. And I have no attachments to that car car that's not going to run. And so now they see it as, you know what, you can do whatever with that car as you want. You can cremate that car, you can bury that car or that body. And they truly don't have any requests for that or opinions on it. Honestly, no matter what their earthly requests or opinions may have been, when they lived here in the earthly sense, once they get to heaven, they go, oh wow, look at how amazing they're doing at being so strong and honoring me in a way that helps their heart to carry on. That's really how they see it. So whether you cremate them, and let's say you cremate them, you're not cremating the essence of who they are. The essence of who they are is still very much alive in heaven. And so as you're cremating your loved one and possibly placing them in an urn, that urn is a place that sometimes we set a space, on our dresser or in our living room, and we create this space of love to honor them, maybe put pictures around it, or, things of theirs, items in the earthly sense that create a memory space for our loved one. And maybe that's how we honor them. Or maybe you decide to take your loved one's ashes and go spread them in multiple places that your loved one shared life experiences in. If your child was a hiker, maybe you took them to the favorite mountain. Or if your spouse loved the ocean, maybe you go to the ocean and you spread some of their ashes in the ocean. But as you're spreading their ashes, I want you to understand that you are not spreading the essence of who they are in the physical sense, any more than you are in the spiritual sense. You are absolutely just honoring them with love, and you're not getting rid of them, is what I mean, in the physical sense, as you spread their ashes. Some people really want to spread their ashes. They have ideas of this, and then they really struggle with the idea of letting go of some of those ashes. And I say it's okay if you hold on to those ashes forever and never get rid of one sprinkle of their ashes. They're fine with that too. And let's say that they requested that you take their ashes to Mount Everest and climb to the top and put them on the top, and you just simply can't climb Mount Everest, and so you really feel defeated about not being able to get to that space that they had requested for their ashes to be placed in. Again, it's an earthly thing that we're doing in those moments to honor them. And if Mount Everest isn't something that we can pull off, whether it's financially or physically, I want you to know in heaven they're not holding grudges that we can't pull that off. They're just simply proud of you for continuing on in the best way that you can, holding on to those ashes as you have to, because perhaps you can't pull that off. Or maybe we bury our loved one in the cemetery because we really want a space for them to honor them, to decorate, to really go out there and sit and be and spend time. And that's okay too. Know that your loved one is not stuck in that cemetery. in the spiritual sense. You have buried their car or their body, so to speak. But the driver, again, the essence of them, the spunk, the personality, the vibrance that made them who they are in personality, is still very much alive in heaven. So, people like go to cemeteries all the time and they think that, there's just like this crazy haunted place. And actually, like when I go to cemeteries, I just feel pure love. It's a space to me that feels like the love of every loved one who misses them. It's a space to me that feels like love from everybody in the physical sense who's loved them, who's placed love into that space. So for me, cemeteries are not creepy. They feel like pure love. And do they have to be buried? Absolutely not. Is it a great space to honor our loved ones in ways that we can feel like we're still spending physical time with them? Absolutely. But whatever you do, what I'm trying to say is whatever you do, whatever decisions you make, you can't do it wrong. I know there's so many new things that are coming out, like people are composting their loved ones and, or maybe possibly, planting them with a tree. Like there's all kinds of crazy, awesome ways that the world is really, like adapting to change and to overcome like what society used to think we had to do, because I think we're becoming more accustomed to the way that we feel in our heart is the best way to honor them, and I absolutely love that so much. I'll never forget going to my girlfriend's dad's funeral, and as I walked up to the casket, it was an open casket, and her dad always wore the most terrible like raggedy old sweatpants and a white holy shirt all the time, like parts of his belly showing. And I swear it was the best funeral I'd ever been to up to that point, where I walked up and her dad had this white holy shirt. You could see parts of his belly in the casket, and he had his sweatpants on that he always wore, and he wasn't made up to be something that he wasn't in life. And it just made me so happy to know that she had honored her dad in the way that he was always comfortable in life. So, dress them how you want, place things with them as you wish, but know that those are truly ways that we just honor them in ways that it makes best sense for our heart to bring us peace. And they're in heaven, even if they're, like my granny, oh my gosh, when she passed away, I'll never forget going to her funeral, and her body had been frozen in a way that her neck did not look very well. It looked like it was kind of like melded into her face, and it was just, down, and it just didn't look like Granny at all. But I want you to picture Granny in that moment going, oh, watch, here comes Farrah. She's coming to my casket. Wait till she sees me. She's going to crap herself, and they get a giggle out of it in heaven, or maybe their lipstick was off, or maybe their hair was messed up. And no matter what it is, I want you to understand that they're okay with it. They get a good giggle out of it. They get a good laugh at the experiences of others coming up to their casket and noticing something's off. So, if somebody had your loved one made up incorrectly and it's still heavy on your heart, I want you to just picture your loved one in heaven laughing their ass off, going, you know what? I don't need that body anymore. I don't have to have it, and I'm perfect in heaven. And hopefully that brings some peace to your heart. So like I said, no matter the decisions that you made, no matter the request that your loved one has, you can't do it wrong. And that's the message that I want to give you today. Whatever you decide, whatever you choose to do, whether it's a financial choice or whether it's, a choice of love for your heart or need for your heart, know that your loved one absolutely loves and appreciates you, no matter the choices you made to honor their body. They see it as honoring them with love. And I hope that helps your heart. Have a beautiful day and honor them however you wish.